Hello! Welcome to our online learning module, Professional Learning Communities, Collaboration in District 62. Many District 62 staff members were trained by Rick and Becky Dufour on the concept of PLCs several years ago. As we welcome new teachers to the district each year and take on new collaborative processes, Instructional Services felt that we could all benefit from a refresher course on the foundational concepts of professional learning communities. Many times the term PLC is used to describe work done in schools, but it is much more than just meeting as a group. PLC is not a workshop, program, book study, or meeting. It is a common understanding that we accept learning as the fundamental purpose of our school and therefore are willing to examine all practices in light of their impact on learning. We are committed to working together to achieve our collective purpose. We cultivate a collaborative culture through development of high-performing teams. We assess our effectiveness on the basis of results rather than intentions. Individuals, teams, and schools seek relevant data and information and use that information to promote continuous improvement. Research suggests that the best way to improve teaching and learning is to have teachers collaborate to review student work and student assessment data, make a plan, implement the plan, assess the effectiveness of the plan, adjust the plan, and start again. This work is accomplished through collaborative professional learning communities. The work we are doing in District 62, such as a focus on data retreats and data analysis, strong instructional planning, enhancing professional practice using Danielson's framework for teaching, meeting the needs of all students through the RTI process, and making a digital transformation can all best be implemented and supported by teachers, coaches, and administrators working together in a professional learning community. Those districts and schools focused on professional learning communities simultaneously believe in loose and tight expectations. Collaborative teams are committed to certain non-negotiables, such as the concept that all students can learn, and the standards and skills that students must master for academic success. At the same time, collaborative teams are also committed to allowing for loose expectations, such as how a teacher teaches toward a standard or skill so that students' needs, strengths, and interests are accounted for. While tight versus loose expectations may seem to be at opposite ends of the spectrum, they are really more of a continuum, and strong teams and leaders understand when each approach is warranted. A professional learning community has, at its very foundation, a commitment to a team structure. And in order to establish a high-performing team, PLCs start with team norms. Each team establishes its own norms. Norms are stated as commitments to act or behave in certain ways. Norms are reviewed at the beginning and end of each meeting until they are internalized. Less is more. A few key norms are better than a long list. Violations of norms must be addressed. So, for your first PLC activity, please review information on team norms. If you are with your regular team, establish your team norms for this year. If you are not with your regular team, brainstorm recommendations for norms for the next time your team meets. Materials referenced during the activities in this module are located on the PLC page of the Google PD site. Please pause the presentation while you complete the activity and resume when you are done. The professional learning community structure has 3 big ideas or core values. 1, ensuring that all students learn, learning for all. 2, a culture of collaboration, teamwork. 3, a focus on results, data-driven decisions. The next slides will delve more deeply into these big ideas. PLC Big Idea 1, focus on learning. We hold the following core values. We accept learning as the fundamental purpose of our school and therefore are willing to examine all practices in light of their impact on learning. The fundamental purpose of the school is to ensure that all students learn rather than see to it that all students are taught, an enormous distinction. In other words, the focus is not on the act of teaching and whether the curriculum was taught, but if it was learned by the student. There are 4 critical questions that as teachers, principals, and leaders, we must ask ourselves related to the core value of learning. 1, what is it that we expect students to learn? 2, how will we know when they have learned it? 3, how will we respond when they don't learn? 4, how will we respond when they already know it? Asking and answering those 4 questions is the focus of the work conducted during our collaborative professional learning community time. PLC Big Idea 2, collaboration. The core values of collaboration: high-performing teams working toward a collective purpose, a systematic process to analyze and impact professional practice. We are committed to working together to achieve our collective purpose. We cultivate a collaborative culture through development of high-performing teams. And we are committed to a systematic process in which we work together interdependently to analyze and impact professional practice in order to improve our individual and collective results. When teachers are collaborating, magic happens. Egos are left at the door, and we put our heads together to help each other for the benefit of the students. Research indicates that collaborative structures lead to gains in student achievement, higher quality solutions to problems, increased confidence among all staff. Teachers are able to support one another's strengths and accommodate weaknesses, an ability to test new ideas, more support for new teachers, and an expanded pool of ideas, materials, and methods. The Dufours and other researchers offer 7 keys or commitments to collaboration found in high-performing professional learning communities. 1, embed collaboration with a focus on learning in all routine practices of the school. 2, commit to the team's collaboration time in the school day and school calendar. 3, establish team norms to guide collaboration, as we have already discussed. 4, focus teams on the 4 critical questions of a PLC. 5, make products of collaboration clear and explicit and follow through with activities. 6, pursue specific and measurable team performance goals. 7, provide teams with access to relevant data and information. PLC Big Idea number 3, results. Teams are results-oriented, both for their own performance and for the performance of students. Teams develop results-oriented goals, such as SMART goals, and regularly share meaningful teamwork. Teams also engage in the regular collection and analysis of student performance data. As teams, we assess our effectiveness on the basis of results rather than intentions. Individuals, teams, and schools seek relevant data and information and use that information to promote continuous improvement. Let's take a closer look at high-performing teams. What do they focus on? What is their process? How do they act? High-performing teams focus their time on the common curriculum. What do we want students to know and be able to do? Common pacing, implementing the common curriculum collaboratively with unit and lesson planning. Common assessment, formative assessments designed around the common curriculum to monitor student learning. Effective teams use a cyclical process whereby they use data to make a plan, such as an instructional plan. The teacher implements the instruction, assesses student learning, brings common assessment data and student work back to the team. The team collaboratively looks at the work and data, an adjustment is made in instruction, and the cycle begins again. Effective teams hold themselves accountable for their time together. Teams have a goal for their meeting or a series of meetings. The team follows a predetermined agenda, collects minutes or evidence of the discussion and actions, and members follow through on activities. Team members are accountable to each other and to the students they serve, so team collaboration time should be used wisely to address the 4 critical questions of a PLC, accomplish the predetermined tasks, determine follow-up, and set expectations for the next meeting. For your second PLC activity focused on team processes, please view at least one video of a high-performing team meeting and one video of a low-performing team meeting. In your PLC team, note 3 actions in the high-performing example that lead to a more effective team meeting. Materials referenced during the activities in this module are located on the PLC page of the Google PD site. Please pause the presentation while you complete the activity and resume when you are done. Now that we have some updated information, a reminder of the purpose and goals of PLCs, and examples of how high-performing and effective teams function and what they focus time on, we can take a moment to reflect on our mindset about student learning and commit to the following beliefs. We move from the thought that every student can learn to the belief that every student will learn. Move from planning what will I teach to planning what will my students learn. Move from teaching in isolation to teaching in collaboration. Move from practicing assessment of learning to practicing assessment for learning. And move from believing failure is an option to the belief that failure is not an option. For the final activity focused on PLC team processes, please review the PLC continuum. Circle your team's stage in each of the elements. Set one goal for improvement for your PLC team for the 2014-15 school year. Materials referenced during the activities in this module are located on the PLC page of the Google PD site. Please pause the presentation while you complete the activity and resume when you are done. Whether this was a refresher or new information for you, I hope that this module took us back to basics in terms of how our collaborative team time should be structured and what topics we should be focusing on. Our professional learning communities are truly the means with which we can work together to accomplish our goals of using student data to plan engaging and rigorous lessons for our students in order to support them toward lifelong success. Thank you for your commitment to your professional growth, learning with your colleagues, and for working together for our children.